In the point you brought up with Jay Clayton and I think it was Bill Hemmon too, they both said, to your point, an asset can start as a security, but over time morph into become decentralized, become a non-security. But why isn't the SEC kind of opening the door and saying, maybe like Hester Peirce's proposal, here's a sandbox, come show us what you're doing, play in the sandbox, and then let's put a timeline on when you can become decentralized, or else you are a security.
Yeah, that is exactly the clarity. It's a great question. This is exactly the clarity that I would hope that either Congress or the SEC gives. What you have happening now is that they're both pointing fingers to each other, saying that's your responsibility. Congress is saying, wait a minute, you have the authority, SEC, to make those rules. And the SEC is saying, no, we want guidance from Congress. And it's funny because I've defended the SEC against criticism from this industry for its heavy hand. It is unfortunate that the regulations that that basically they're basically regulating through enforcement actions, which is a really hard thing to do because you don't really know where the guardrails are. So I've been critical of them for that and also the GBTC situation, but I've defended them more often than not that they've actually had their hands pretty hands off this industry. And now they're getting critique, rightly so, for having missed a lot. And so here we are.
Well, Caitlin, but I think people look at it and they're like, wait, Sam Bankman-Fried was in your office. FTX was in your office. And
yes,
why weren't you checking in on Alex Mashinsky and Celsius and what the hell Luna was doing and also Voyager? But you're targeting Kim Kardashian. Really? That's the highlight of the year for at the SEC. And this Ripple lawsuit, whether right or wrong, it's like, but what about the people who are robbing the bank? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that is what the outsiders look at and say it just doesn't make sense that the priorities are misplaced. But I'll tell you, one of the ways that the agencies think about that is they go after the low-hanging fruit. And that's the regulation by enforcement. It is frustrating because it does seem like it's an uneven application of the rules, but they only have so much in the form of regulatory resources to go after.